Good day, everyone. I am Erica Anvi Collier, and we will be presenting to you our research study entitled Cashless Payment, a Branch Operation Strategy of Jollibee Outlets Given the COVID-19 Pandemic. And here's Miss Hannah Hadla will be presenting to you the introduction of the study.
Good day, sir. I'm Hannah Sofia Madla and I will discuss the background of the study. This chapter presents the overview of the researcher's study. For the introduction, the Jollibee Food Corporation is the largest fast food chain and most popular in the Philippines, founded by Tony Tan Kak Chiong. And it is a leading industry in Asia recognized as a quick service that captures families and kid taste buds. Until things changed due to COVID-19 pandemic, Jollibee outlets in Morong Rizal also start embracing the new normal that changed their branch operation. For the statement of the problem, what appropriate strategy should Jollibee branches be using on its food ordering system given the COVID-19 pandemic? Why does cashless payment strategy will be advantageous in the operation of Jollibee food outlet in their food ordering system? The researchers seek a research on how the Jollibee branch navigate in the new normal and on how this alternative payment option of food ordering system effective on local branch and its impact of this strategy. Next is objective of the study. First objective is to ensure that this study cashless payment would be useful in the operation of Jollibee Outlet Morong branch on their food ordering system. Second is to determine this strategy rapidly, quicker, and safer than cash during pandemic while avoiding from virus transmission. For significance of the study, this study will complement cashless payment strategy, theories, and be of added literature to give support on the effectiveness of implementing a cashless payment strategy of Jollibee outlet in the other types of businesses. Scope and limitation. For scope, this paper highlights on the Jollibee Food Corporation, Morong Rizal to address the problem of determining branch operation from March to August, which will help to increase its sales by adopting the essential mode of payment on Jollibee food ordering system during COVID-19 pandemic. And the limitation, the prior of this study will not state about the overall business transformation of different Jollibee store or any other fast food store in the Philippines, but only focusing on payment method on the branch operation of the Jollibee outlet in Morong Rizal.
Good day, my name is Micaela Corinne Vergara, and today I will discuss about the review-related literature. This study focuses on the Jollibee Food Corporation branch in Morong Rizal. It will look at the alternative payment method for food ordering system of the branch and its operational strategy. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Jollibee decreased sales dramatically for 6 months. For the second quarter, half of the JFC stores closed, which has higher losses that leads their sales decrease for 30.7 billion or 48.4%. The operational strategy aims to make the firm more popular considering the good performance of the employees and offers high quality products or services. Businesses always take into the consideration business such as their product costs, manufacturing costs, and improving their products. The performance of the organization also attracts the customer, which influence other people to recommend the business. It is a process of planning, organizing, managing, and controlling, and manufacturing the process. Without strong operational planning, business can fail to stay with the variation into the markets and get towards the tactical rivals. Jollibee is the largest fast food chain in the Philippines. It also has 1,150 stores nationwide. Cashless payment refers to carrying out financial transaction without using physical currency like bills and coins. Even today, many people exchange or trade goods and services by bartering. Cashless transactions are a way of making payments without the use of physical cash. Through debit and credit cards, customers can make payments in entering stores. This strategy will rapidly be advantageous to the business also for the customer, wherein it is much easier and not require too much time. The benefits of digital payment are can lower the cost and it will be can get a high income for the sake of the operation of the business.
Hello everyone, I'm Kenneth Bakong and I will discuss to you about the chapter 3 that talks about theoretical framework and conceptual framework. First, the first figure in the theoretical framework talks about the COVID-19. The COVID-19 was originated in Wuhan, China, particularly in Wuhan section market. Many businessmen sell exotic foods like bats, reptiles, and other wild animals as a food. COVID-19 virus can affect the respiratory system of the body. The next figure was talks about the operational strategy. But before that, there are 5 types of strategies: the competitive, corporate, business, functional, and the operational strategy. But our study will focus only on the operational strategy. Operational strategy should be developed by a business, going to the market requirements that should be viewed as the major driver of the operational strategy that can be viewed. And lastly, going to the operational requirement. The third figure is all about cashless payment. The cashless payment's benefits is to prevent spreading viruses. When it comes to the impacts, many customers will buy even at their home in the particular stores. Also, the impact of this increase their sales and growth. And lastly, when it comes to pros and cons, it's all about security. Security because they have a chance to fraud their account, but they fully secure their account or using the online application to track their account of them. The next figure is all about the Jollibee Food Company and its performance. When it comes to the Jollibee Food Corporation, they are the most successful franchisee here in the Philippines. Going to the present, Jollibee lost in the pandemic situation. That result of losses up to 12 billion pesos in the first quarter of the pandemic. The next figure is all about the pre-pandemic structure. Pre-pandemic structure wherein the customers will order their food using dine-in or take-out. Next one is the payment they going to do, the cash or debit or credit, going to the PV and waiting to receive their order. When it comes to dining and take-out, the kitchen will process their food and deliver it to the customers. The last theoretical framework is all about COVID-19 impacts to the local stores. The local stores in Morong Rizal will adjust their operational strategies such as using cashless or digital payment like debit or credit cards only. When it comes to ready to cook, we all know that the Jollibee Food Corporation also sells ready to cook products. When it comes to contactless food, they can choose to claim their order using drive-thru or take-out only. And lastly, when it comes to food delivery, they can use online application to use because it is convenient and easier. Conceptual framework. The JFC in Morong Rizal, we all know that this is one of the affected of the COVID-19. That's why we can use a purchase process which can include pre-pandemic and during pandemic in their operational strategy. The impact of this, the operational strategy will conducted only ordering system, take out and drive-through only, and going to the cashless payments which they can use debit or credit cards as possible because it is convenient, easier, and less hassle transactions.
For the first part of methodology, research local, this study was conducted in Tomas Claudio Street, San Juan, Municipality of Morong, Province of Rizal, and the target population will be the manager, crew, and customer who live in Morong. The place was selected is to help the respondents minimize the risk and be more convenient for the customer under this new normal.
When it comes to our research designs, we use descriptive type of research because it is explaining methods, tabular forms, that also relates in our study that we can use in our survey forms.
I'm Asha May Makato. So the population used in the study comprises the managers and the crew members of the Jollibee outlets in Morong Rizal branch, as well as the individuals or the potential customers of the Jollibee outlets in Rizal branch, who is likely using a cashless mode of payment as their daily transactions in today's new normal.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we will be only conducting data through online by giving our respondent survey questionnaire about branch operation strategy of Jollibee outlets given the pandemic. Researchers will be using survey questionnaires for the study to know the results on the branch operation of the Jollibee Food Corporation Morong branch. The purpose of the survey will help us to gain information regarding on what the outcome of our study will be. Our respondents are the managers and the customers. The advantages of survey questionnaire will be low cost and better suited to the complex information.
So the research instrument used in the study is survey questionnaires about cashless payment, a branch operations strategy of Jollibee outlets in Morong Rizal given the COVID-19 pandemic. The survey questionnaires was composed of two types of questions, which is the close-ended questions and the open-ended questions. In close-ended questions, the respondents were given a list of predetermined responses from which to choose their answers, while in open-ended questions, the respondents were required to respond one-word answers. The statistical treatment of data after the researchers gathered the information in the survey, the researchers used the percentage formula, which is the most frequent approach to describe the statistics percentage of the study given the results of the survey.
Erica Ann Vicollier, and I will be discussing the data analysis and interpretation. We have two divisions of demographic profiles for the 38 customers and 12 managers or crews. So the majority of our respondents are at the age between 18 to 30 years old. And for the current employment status, among 38 customers, there are 71.1% of them are students, and for the managers or crews, there are 75% of them are employed part-time and 25% of them are employed full-time. And for our first survey questionnaire results shows that 37 of our respondents or 97.4% answered yes and 2.6% answered no. Thus, it means that the majority of our respondents mostly eat at Jollibee fast food local branch. And for the second graph shows that out of 38 respondents, there are 35 respondents or 92.1% answered that the customer most prefer cash when ordering foods at Jollibee, while there are 3 respondents or 7.9% used debit or credit cards. The third graph shows that there are 60.5% answered yes, while on the other hand, there are 26.32% answered not sure. Thus, it means that out of 38 respondents, there are 23 respondents says that using cashless method is easier and convenient for them to order foods at Jollibee. On the first graph shows that there are 76.3% of our respondents answered yes and 18.42% answered not sure. This means that cashless method is convenient to use in any transaction than using physical payment during the COVID-19 pandemic. On the fifth graph shows that there are 63.2% of our respondents answered yes and there are 23.7% of our respondents answered no, and also there are 13.2% answered not sure. Thus, it means that using cashless method can save more time and lessen transaction fees and also help to avoid being exposed in any local Jollibee branches. On the sixth graph shows that there are 39.5% or 15 respondents answered yes that using cashless payment can uplift people's lives, and only 1 or 29.9% says no and the rest are not sure. In our survey results in number 7, it shows that the majority of our respondents wanted to adopt cashless payment strategy because of its convenience. This means that using cashless payment not only giving customers convenience but also offers discount and cash rewards in every purchase from a particular branch store. On the survey results number 8 shows that the majority of our respondents has the biggest concern regarding on the cashless payment security risk, and also on the results number 9 shows that the majority of our respondents that using cash is more convenient in the branch operations on their food ordering system. According to Robbini Thought Lab 2017, since the technology influenced people, some sectors used cashless payment in order for the improvement of their branch operations. And on the figure 10 shows that 60.5% agreed that the cashless payment is moderate important. According to Kumar 2018, cashless payment is important to help the branch operations to generate sales higher and also for the progressions of the branch operations. For the first survey results for managers and crews, the majority of our respondents says that the most preferred payment of their customers is using cash, and only 33.3% of them using debit credit cards when ordering foods at Jollibee. And also, in the new normal way, the majority of our respondents says that this alternative payment method or using cashless payment is rapidly useful in branch operations which provide efficiency in relation to monetary and food ordering system. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, there are 58.3% of our respondents says that using cashless payment method helped the branch operations improve its sales performance. According to Robini Thought Lab 2017, cashless makes every store's operations more efficiency and improve its sales performance. And also, there are 50% of our respondents in Jollibee says that using cashless payment help the branch operations faster than using physical cash. In the data results, there are 33.3% of our respondents says that using cashless payment strategy is effective on the faster transactions between the customers and staff. And according to Domingo 2020, considering of the risk of virus, customers tend to stay at home and order foods via online and through the means of cashless payment for their ordered foods. And 41.5% says that using cashless payment strategy can uplift the standard of living of people since the people nowadays slowly adopting technology. And during the COVID-19 crisis, 58.3% agreed that using cashless payment strategy helped the local Jollibee branch in reducing customer queues. According to Abadilla 2020, cashless payment used in any stores to improve their branch operation and also to maintain the safety protocols implemented by the government. Also, the majority of our survey results shows that using cashless payment strategy is advantageous on the Jollibee food ordering system. And according to Thompson 2018, adopting cashless payment strategy is more likely to help the government to reduce the crimes and enhance the branch operations. And lastly, the majority of our respondents agreed that using cashless payment strategy should be standardized on the Jollibee food ordering system. And according to Chanda 2018, cashless makes any transactions more accessible for the customers and also for the sake of the sales or revenues of the Jollibee Food Corporation's Morong branch. And for our conclusions, we therefore conclude that the majority of our respondents eat at Jollibee. Cashless payment is really applicable and suitable for such unexpected phenomena which many local stores affected, especially the Jollibee Food Corporation Morong branch. 97.7% of our respondents agreed that cashless payment is really efficient and advantageous on the Jollibee food ordering system in order to cater service their customers more accessible and more convenient than using cash.
So for the last chapter of the paper is the recommendation, wherein it is recommended for the Jollibee outlets in Morong Rizal to monitor the cashless payment as a branch operations strategy to know if the productivity of the employees and the increase of sales is effective and efficient enough not just in this time of pandemic but mostly in the long run. Further, it is also recommended for the future researchers to study and determine if the Jollibee Food Corporation locally could possibly implement this cashless payment as a new operations strategy in the business given in today's new normal.